Amara, that presentation yesterday, brilliant. The client signed immediately.
Sir, I wasn't here yesterday.
This was sent from your account.
I didn't send that.
It was sent yesterday morning. The writing sounds exactly like you. And whoever sent it even knew your little two-tap handshake.
I don't do a two-tap handshake. Hi, me. At first, I thought my roommate was copying me. I didn't realize she was using my email, my identity, and someone was paying her to do it.
I used to think there were worse things than having someone steal your clothes. Then I watched my roommate crawl into my bed at 3 in the morning, wearing my pajamas, spraying my perfume, and smiling like she finally belonged there. But that wasn't the worst part. The worst part was what I found on her phone. Because Chloe wasn't trying to become me. Someone was paying her to. And by the time I figured out who was behind it, he had already been inside my life for months.
When I first met Chloe, I thought I'd gotten lucky. We matched on a roommate app. We met for coffee at Cafe New in Lekki. 20 minutes later, we were talking like we'd known each other for years. Same music, Burna Boy, Thames, Ira Star, same shows, same obsession with overpriced iced coffees. Even our birthdays were only a few months apart. Looking back, there was something strange about how quickly she knew what I liked. But at the time, it felt flattering. She'd ask things like, "Why did you get that perfume?"
What time do you usually leave for work? Which drink do you always order at Cafe New? Who's that guy you are talking to at the party? Normal roommate questions. Except Chloe didn't just remember my answers. She remembered everything. When we moved into our 2-bedroom in Yaba, she even helped me organize my closet. And I remember one moment clearly. I held up a blue Adire dress. My grandmother had given it to me. Chloe stared at it for a second too long. Then she smiled. That looks exactly like something you'd wear. I laughed. I didn't understand what she meant. Not yet.
The borrowing started about 3 weeks later. First a hair clip, then earrings, then my Adire jacket. The jacket was important. My grandmother gave it to me before she died. I found it on Chloe's bedroom floor. It smelled like cigarette smoke. I confronted her. She apologized immediately.
God, I'm sorry. I just loved it. Then she hugged me. We're basically the same size anyway.
And somehow, I ended up apologizing for being upset. That became Chloe's trick. She'd cross a boundary, then make me feel cruel for noticing. The week before everything exploded, I went to Auntie Bisi's salon in Yaba to take out my braids. Chloe came with me. She said she wanted to get to know my spots. "This your friend. She don't look you too much." "Auntie, she's just new. She's still learning my vibe." "No, I sabi new. This one they study you, like exam." Chloe freezes in the adjacent chair. Her smile tightens. "Auntie, you dey joke." But her eyes stay on Chloe in the mirror. Now woman we don't see many things I be. And I dey tell you, this girl won't wear your skin. Amara's smile fades. She looks at Chloe. Chloe is staring at Auntie Bisi with an expression that's not quite anger. It's assessment. Auntie Bisi saw it before I did. The way Chloe watched my hair texture. The way she asked what products I used. The way she photographed my pattern. She wasn't just copying my clothes anymore. She was copying the things I couldn't take off.
Over the next few weeks, little things changed. Chloe bought the same perfume, then the same boots, then the same phone case. Then she dyed her hair. Honey brown, same shade as mine, same length, same bangs. When I walked into the kitchen and saw her, I actually stopped. For half a second, I thought I was looking at myself. She laughed. Okay, this is getting creepy. I laughed too, but she didn't. She just kept looking at me. Then something happened that I couldn't laugh off. My boss called me into his office. That presentation yesterday was excellent. I stared at him. I hadn't given a presentation yesterday. He pulled up an email. It had been sent from my account, my writing style, my portfolio, my client notes,
and ideas I had never shown anyone. I went home and checked my computer history. Someone had accessed my files that morning. 8:13 a.m., 8:27, 8:41. I was at the gym in Lekki. The only person in the apartment was Chloe. I didn't confront her, not yet. Instead, I changed my password. That night, someone tried to log into my account again from our Wi-Fi.
After that, I started paying attention. And once I started looking, I couldn't stop saying it. She started going to my favorite cafe, ordering my exact drink, sitting at our table, posting pictures from the same angle I always used. Then she started using my expressions, my jokes, my slang, even little phrases I'd made up with my friends. At first, my friends thought it was funny. Zara, you two are basically twins. But Chloe didn't laugh. She just looked at me like she was waiting for something. At my friend Zara's birthday party, Chloe showed up wearing the exact outfit I was wearing. Same dress, same shoes, same necklace. Everyone laughed. Zara, okay, this is getting ridiculous. Chloe smiled. Then she leaned close to me. Chloe, people always confuse us. I looked at her. Amara, nobody confused us. Her smile disappeared, only for a second. Then she laughed again.
A week later, my company hired a freelance consultant. My boss introduced her to the team. It was Chloe. I couldn't breathe. She was wearing the same kind of blazer I wore to work, same glasses, same style of tote bag. And when she shook my boss's hand, she used my handshake, 2 taps, something I had never even realized I did. Shifadeyemi laughed. You two really are similar. I looked at Chloe. She wasn't looking at him. She was looking at me. And this time, I knew exactly what that look meant. She wasn't jealous of me. She was measuring how much of me she had already learnt. That night, I heard something through her bedroom door. I stopped outside. She was talking, but she wasn't on a phone call. She was practicing. My laugh, my voice, my phrases, over and over.
No.
Then I heard her say,
She says it like this.
No, she says it like this.
I'll do
Silence. Then, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. I backed away from the door. For the first time since meeting Chloe, I was afraid of my roommate. I spent 3 nights trying to figure out what was happening. I didn't want to accuse her without proof, so I bought a cheap security camera and I hid it inside a potted aloe vera plant. The first night, nothing. The second night, nothing. The third night, 2:47 a.m. Chloe opened her bedroom door. She walked straight to mine. She tried the handle. Locked. She stood there for almost a minute. Then she walked to my desk, opened my laptop, and started scrolling. Messages, photos, client files, everything. But she wasn't just looking. She was taking pictures of the screen with her phone. Then she went back to my bedroom. The next night, I left my door unlocked. I wanted proof. At 2:51 a.m., Chloe entered. She opened my closet, pulled out my blue Adire dress, held it against herself. Then she smiled. She put it on, sprayed my perfume, sat on my bed, and stared at herself in my mirror. Then she did something that still makes my stomach turn. She got under my blanket, closed her eyes, and whispered. Finally! I watched the footage with tears in my eyes. Then I noticed something. She wasn't alone. Her phone was still in her hand, and the screen was glowing. The camera couldn't capture everything, but it captured enough. An Instagram account, at Chloe Rail 2024. She was messaging someone. The first message said, "Did you get the portfolio files?" The reply, "Yes." Then, "Wear the blue dress tomorrow. She has the client meeting." And then, the message that made my blood go cold. "You're doing great. Soon she'll be the copy and you'll be the original." I searched the username. The account was private, but the profile photo was Chloe.
I kept digging, and eventually I found another account connected to it. An old account I hadn't thought about in 2 years. My ex-boyfriend, Marcus.
Marcos and I had ended badly. He hated losing control. After the breakup, he sent me messages for months. I blocked him, changed my number, moved on. Or at least, I thought I had. Then I found the payments. 200,000 naira every Friday. For months. The description said consulting, research, project fees. But the messages made the real purpose obvious. Marcus had been paying Chloe to infiltrate my life, to learn my routines, my friends, my work, my clothes, my mannerisms, everything. He wasn't trying to make Chloe become me because he loved her. He was trying to build a replacement, a version of me he could control. And suddenly, every strange thing Chloe had ever done made sense. I saved everything. The footage, the messages, the payments, the stolen files. Then I called the Nigerian police force and my boss. When the police arrived, Chloe opened the door. She was wearing my grandmother's Adire jacket. She looked at me. No anger, no fear, just disappointment. Then she said, "You weren't supposed to find out yet." I froze. Yet? She looked toward the police, then back at me. "He said you would leave eventually." "Marcus?" She didn't answer. She didn't have to. The police searched her room. They found my clothes, my jewelry, copies of my client files, photos of my friends, printouts of my social media, and a binder. Inside were pages and pages of notes, my favorite foods, my coffee order, my schedule, my expressions, my arguments with friends, things I had forgotten about myself. Chloe had written them down, like instructions, like a manual, how to be me. Marcus was arrested a week later, and the worst part, he had done this before. Another woman, another city, another attempt to infiltrate someone's life. He called it the long game. The trial took months. Chloe eventually testified against Marcus. She admitted he had been paying her. She also admitted something else. She hadn't expected to become obsessed with the role. At some point, she stopped pretending to be me. She started believing she could actually be me. I still don't forgive her, but I finally understood something. The person who hurt me wasn't just a roommate, and it wasn't just an ex-boyfriend. It was the terrifying idea that someone could study your life so closely that they could start convincing other people they belonged inside it. I moved. New apartment in Abuja. New job. New phone number. I stopped posting my location. I stopped sharing my schedule. And for a long time, I couldn't sleep without checking the door twice. But eventually, I realized something. Marcus had spent months trying to turn my life into something he could control. Chloe had spent months trying to become me. And I had spent months afraid that they had succeeded. They hadn't. Because copying my clothes wasn't copying me. Copying my voice wasn't copying me. Copying my life wasn't owning it. You can imitate someone's appearance, their habits, their words, even the way they laugh. But you can't steal the years that made them who they are. And that's what Chloe never understood. She didn't want my clothes. She didn't want my job. She didn't even really want my life. She wanted the feeling of being me. And that was something nobody could give her. So, if someone starts copying you, pay attention. If they are crossing boundaries, document it. If something feels wrong, don't let anyone convince you that you are imagining it. Because sometimes the person standing beside you isn't trying to be your friend. Sometimes they are studying you. And sometimes the person trying to replace you is already inside your home. But if this story resonated with you, or you've ever experienced someone crossing your boundaries or becoming obsessed with your life, tell me your story in the comments. You never know who might be reading it and realizing they are not alone. And if you enjoyed this story, like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more psychological stories like this one.